Morning everyone, and this is Team Jaybird. The leader is JR Manawis and members and Jan Caleb and Dan Wills, Jay Gusalik. The report what I saying is encapsulation. The lesson outcome: understand the concept of encapsulation, apply encapsulation in your program, appreciate the advantage of encapsulation. The topics of encapsulation: encapsulation concept, advantage of encapsulation, and sample program. Encapsulation. Encapsulation simply means binding object, state fields, and behavior methods together. If you are creating a class, you are doing encapsulation. To achieve encapsulation in Java, declare the variable of the class as private. Provide, provide public setter and getter methods to modify and view the variable values. Technically, encapsulation, the variable or data of a class, is hidden from any other class and can be accessed only through any member function of its own class in which is declared. As in encapsulation, the data in the class is hidden from other classes using the data hidden concept, which is achieved by making the members or method of a class private, and the class is exposed to the end user or the world without providing any details behind the implementation using the abstraction concept. So it is also known as combination of data hiding and abstraction. Encapsulation can be achieved by declaring all the variables in the class as a private and writing public methods in the class to set and get the values of variable. Advantage of encapsulation: data hiding, increased flexibility, reusability, testing code is easy. A class can have a total control over what is stored its field. Example, ito po ang example ng encapsulation code. Ang encapsulation ay isang pangunahing konsepto ng object-oriented program or OOP na naglalayong itago ang encapsulated na mga detalye ng mga data upang sa isang klase. Sa halimbawa, ang klase na encapsulation demo ay mga private variables na employee name, page at SSN. Ang mga ito ay hindi direktang ma-access mula sa labas ng klase. Upang ma-access ang mga ito, ginagamit natin ang mga tinatawag na getter and setter method. Ang mga getter method, getEmpName and getEmpIn and getEmpSSN ay ginagamit upang makuha ang halaga ng mga private variables, samantala ang mga setter methods na setEmpName, setEmpAge, setEmpSSN ay ginagamit upang itakda ang mga halaga ng mga private variables. Sa halimbawa na ito, ginagamit mo ang mga setter methods upang itakda ang pangalan ng edad at SSN ng empleyado, at pagkatapos ginagamit mo ang mga getter methods upang makuha at i-print ang mga mahalagang ito. Ang konsepto ng encapsulation ay nagbibigay ng control kung paano ang data ay ma-access at binabago na ang nagbibigay ng protection mula sa data mula sa hindi arestadong pagbabago.
Interfaces and abstraction. Lesson outcome: distinguish between abstract and concrete classes. Declare abstract methods to create abstract classes. Learn how polymorphism makes systems intensible and maintainable. Declare and implement interfaces and become familiar with the Java interface enhancement. Topics: interface. Introduction, important reason for using interface, relationship difference between classes and interfaces, program samples. Abstraction. Introduction, importance, abstract classes, abstract method. Interface. An interface in Java is a blueprint of a class. The interface in Java is a mechanism to achieve abstraction. Java interface also represent the ISA relationship. It can be declared by using interface keyword. Note: Java does not support multiple inheritance. However, a class can implement more than one interfaces. Interface is similar to an abstract class, but it contains only abstract methods. Interfaces are created by using interface keyword instead of keyword class. We use implements keyword while implementing an interface, similar to extending a class with extend keyword. Example of interface ay ito po ang example ng interface Java. Important reason for using interface. Interfaces are used to achieve abstraction, designed to support dynamic method resolution at runtime. It helps you to achieve loose coupling, allows you to separate the definition of a method from an inheritance hierarchy. Advantage of using interfaces are as follows. Without bothering about the implementation part, we can achieve the security of implementation. In Java, multiple inheritance is not allowed. However, you can use interface to make use of it, as you can implement more than one interface. It is used to achieve abstraction. By interface, we can support the functionality of multiple inheritance. It can be used to achieve loose coupling. Relationship difference between classes and interfaces. Class. The keyword used to create a class is class. A class can be instantiated, i.e. objects of a class can be created. Classes does not support multiple inheritance. It can be inherit another class. It can be inherited by another class using the keyword extends. It can contain constructor. It cannot contain abstract methods. Variables and methods in a class can be declared using any access specifier: public, private, default, protected. Variables in a class can be static, final, or neither. Interface. The keyword used to create interface is interface. An interface cannot be instantiated, i.e. objects cannot be created. Interface supports multiple inheritance. It cannot inherit a class. It can be inherited by a class using the keyword implements, and can be inherited by interface using the keyword extends. It cannot contain constructors. It contains abstract methods only. And variables and methods in an interface are declared as a public. All variables are static and final. Interface program sample. Multiple inheritance in Java. Abstraction. Abstraction is a process where you show only relevant data and hide unnecessary details of an object from the user. Interface allow 100% abstraction, complete abstraction. Interfaces allow you to abstract the implementation completely. Abstract classes allow 0 to 100% abstraction, partial to complete abstraction, because abstract classes can contain concrete methods that have the implementation which results in a partial abstraction. Example for Java abstraction: owner, car description, service history, petrol mileage history, registration, vehicle identification number, license plate, current owner, tax due date, and last garage license plate, work description, billing info, owner. Important reason for using abstraction: abstract classes offer default functionality for the subclasses, provides a template for future specific classes, help you to define a common interface for its subclasses. Abstract class allows code reusability. Advantage of Java abstraction: reduces complexity, avoid code duplication, eases the burden of maintenance, increase security and confidentiality. Abstract classes. Abstract classes example. Following are some important observations about abstract classes in Java. An instance of an abstract class cannot be created. Constructors are allowed. We can have an abstract class without any abstract method. Abstract classes, we can have final methods. When you make a method final, you cannot override it, but the abstract methods are meant for overriding. We are not allowed to create object for any abstract class. We can define static methods in an abstract class. Abstract class declaration. Rules for Java abstract classes. An abstract class must be declared with an abstract keyword. It can have abstract and non-abstract methods. It cannot be entitled It can have final methods. It can have constructor in static methods also. Abstract class versus concrete class. A class which is not abstract is referred as concrete class. Key points. An abstract class has no use unless it extended by some other class. If you declared an abstract method in a class, then you must declare the class abstract as well. You can have abstract method in a concrete class. It vice versa is not always true. If a class is not having any abstract method, then also it can be marked as abstract. Number 3, it can have not abstract method concrete as well. Why cannot create the object of an abstract class? For example, above, it's not possible to create an object of an animal class. No, class not extend the abstract class have to implement all the abstract methods of it else you have to declare that class abstract as well. Abstract method. The abstract keyword is not an access modifier used for classes and methods. Abstract method can only be used in abstract class and is do not have a body, but the body is provided by the subclass inherited from syntax of declaring abstract methods. Access specifier abstract return type method name. Bike is an abstract class that contains only one abstract method run. Its implementation is provided by the Honda class. This is example of abstract method. A method which is declared as abstract does not have implementation is known as a abstract method.
Java API. Lesson outcome. Understand the Java libraries. Use the Java API. Topics. Number 1. Java package. A. Built-in package. B. User-defined package. Number 2. What is API? A. Introduction to API. B. API user. C. Advantage of API. D. Reason for using API. E. How to use. F. Type of Java API. G. Data and service. H. Service and protocols. I. Type of API request. Java package. A package in Java is used to group related class. Built-in package. Package from the Java API. Number 2. User-defined package. Create your own is using the Java API. Lesson outcome. Understand the Java libraries. Use the Java API. Topics. Java package. A. Built-in package. B. User-defined package. Number 2. What is API? A. Introduction to API. B. API user. C. Advantage of API. D. Reason for using API. E. How to use. F. Type of Java API. G. Data and service. H. Service protocols. I. Type of API request. Java package. A Java package in Java is used to group related class. Built-in package from the Java API. User-defined package, create your own package. Example, yan. User-defined package. To create your own package, you need to understand the Java, use a file system, directory to store them just like folders on your computer. Example, root my package class Java. Introduction to API in Java. Java program, interpreter, Java API, JVM, application hardware, Java program. Java API user. 3 types of developers use the Java APIs based on their job or project. Number 1, internal developer. A. B2B. B. B to C, C, A to A, D, B to E. Number 2, partner of developers, A, B to B, B, B to C. Number 3, open open developers, A, B to C. Advantage of API in Java: adoption, customization, scope, integration, SQL support, application, automation. Why do you need to API in Java? Why do you need API in Java? Streamline the techniques. Application make your life easier. Business increase. How to use an API with Java? As an client, as an API consumer, an API, we build a Java API client for accessing the API based on the rules and controls provided by the API developer. We can access resources that we want to from another system using the API expose provided by the other system. As an API provider, we create an API so that the other system can access our resources via the API expose provided by us to access our API. They have to follow the standard and rules, set up and build an API client. Types of Java API. Java API, public, private, partner, composite. Composite pala. Ma'am, pwede na yun. Data and API services. Data and API services are another way to categorize Java APIs other than public, private, partner, and composite. API are also classified based on their data manipulation capabilities,
State transfer and an architectural pattern that defines a set of rules developing web services. And the web services built using this concentrate are called RESTful web service. For typical RESTful API, developers must follow these rules: stateless, uniform interface, client service, cache, linear. Type of API request: GET. GET is the most commonly used request and used to get any resource from the server using an API. POST. This request type updates, modifies the data on the server. PUT. This request type updates, modify the data on the server. Delete. This request type deletes the data from the server.
My
And
name
this
is
is the
Daniel
end
Jacob.
of representation. Team Jaybird.
Mas magaling ka pa para sa akin to. Dapat ikaw na